Tim, who is running this country? I want your opinion on that. Who is running this country at this point? Because, I mean, Joe Biden is clearly not running this country. He's not.
Nobody's running it.
Nobody's running. So we're.
No, I think there's various and disparate factions of powerful individuals who are fighting over power. I think some people are more responsible for the destruction than others. But I think ultimately you do have Republicans. You've got some that are anti-establishment, some that are uniparty, neocon establishment. You, of course, have powerful Democrats. Their interests align in certain areas. You have the World Economic Forum and their interests. You have NATO. No one is controlling everything in this nation. There are just different power bases that influence different sectors of the country, some being more powerful than other. The most powerful bloc, of course, is the woke establishment. These are the people that want war in Ukraine, support it, and also, want to sterilize kids. It's a weird amalgam of people. They are not the most powerful, nor are they in control of everything. That's exemplified by the fact that Bud Light actually is taking a massive hit, and businesses can go under if we don't buy their products. If we were actually in a totally centralized totalitarian state, then the woke establishment would be able to snap their fingers, and there's no question the beer for Bud Light is bought, and anyone who spoke up would be gulagged. We're not there yet. So it still is various power centers in this country. Joe Biden does have the reins to one portion of it, but I can't say for sure. I do think it's fair to say the woke establishment controls the most, and this includes neocons, neolibs, and the left. But I think they're actually losing control, which is why they're engaging in acts of desperate, unconstitutional indictments, etc. They're going to lose the cultural front. So the only thing they can do is swing the hammer that they're holding for the time being.
Who do you think's running the show?
So I'm not exactly sure, and it's really hard to say. I think that there are. I think somebody like, and I know we're getting into really specific things here, but like Jake Sullivan, national security advisor for Joe Biden. He was national security advisor, I believe, for Barack Obama as well. There are a lot of Obama holdovers.
There's a ton, and they keep bringing them in.
Yeah.
White House special counsel, every single one of them has been affiliated with the Obama administration.
Right. And so you're like, okay, how did they get to that point? Okay, was it, how much involvement does Barack Obama have in the current administration? Because, all the policies seem to be, echoing Obama policies as well. And, I can't help but think that this man, I mean, are we actually looking at a third Obama term?
Jake Sullivan, you mentioned, as far as I know, he's the guy that Hillary sent most of the emails to that were classified of her 30,000 emails. So many of them were CC'd to Jake. She just sent him Jake. Take it, Jake. I don't know.
He also led the Afghanistan withdrawal as well. So, I mean, the guy is a disaster, but he is pretty much running. You have Lloyd Austin, right? Which is supposedly running the Defense Department. In reality, it's Jake Sullivan. He's the one calling the shots, and it's scary because he was a disaster during the Obama administration. He's a disaster now. So
I'm glad we're calling out his name in his face, because this guy up to this point hasn't.
People need to know.
Yes, Jake Sullivan. What are you doing, Jake?
I think that's the thing everyone talked about when Biden was campaigning, that how much of this would just be the third Obama term, and did we want that, right? But Biden consistently proves that his administration is headless, right? He is not a strong leader himself. I think there's obvious signs of tension within the administration, and from what I can tell, like I just said, the third White House counsel is stepping down to be replaced with yet another person who was in the Obama administration. So they are falling back on an administration that hasn't been in power, and also not creating any leadership among themselves. So we are not seeing solutions. We're just seeing a scramble to try and go back to what they might refer to as the good old days with no true effectiveness.